Hello and welcome to Money Talks, the show where we help you make sense of your finances and guide you towards financial freedom. Whether you're a freelancer, a small business owner, or simply someone seeking to improve your financial literacy, we're here to help. Our mission is to provide you with smart, practical, and accessible financial advice, so you can live your life on your own terms. Today, we're going to focus on a group of individuals who often face unique financial challenges: freelancers. These self-employed professionals grapple with inconsistent income, lack of benefits, and the need to manage taxes and expenses all on their own. If you're a freelancer, or you're considering going freelance, this episode is a must-watch for you. So sit back, grab a notepad, and let's dive into the world of freelance finances. But before we do, remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. Let's get started. Ever wondered why freelancers often struggle with managing their finances? It's a question that has puzzled many, but the answer is rather straightforward. Freelancers, unlike their 9-to-5 counterparts, face a unique set of challenges when it comes to their finances. One of the most significant hurdles is the inconsistent nature of their income. Unlike a traditional job where you can expect a steady paycheck every 2 weeks, freelancing is a different ballgame altogether. One month you're riding high on a wave of lucrative projects, and the next, you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, wondering where your next paycheck is coming from. This inconsistency isn't just a minor inconvenience. It can make budgeting a monumental task. When your income fluctuates from month to month, how can you plan for the future? How can you set aside money for savings or plan for major purchases when your income is as unpredictable as the weather? In addition to the inconsistency, there's also the unpredictability factor. In the world of freelancing, nothing is guaranteed. You might have a client who suddenly decides to cancel a project, or a payment that gets delayed indefinitely. These unexpected occurrences can throw a wrench in your financial plans, causing stress and uncertainty. Then there's the issue of self-employment taxes. Freelancers are responsible for paying their own taxes, which can be considerably higher than those of an employee. This added financial burden can make it even harder to keep your finances in check. And lastly, there's the lack of benefits. Freelancers don't have the luxury of employer-provided health insurance, retirement plans, or paid time off. This means they have to shoulder these expenses on their own, which can take a significant toll on their finances. Navigating the financial landscape as a freelancer can feel like walking a tightrope without a safety net. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. We have some brilliant strategies to help you navigate this financial roller coaster. So stay tuned, because we're about to dive into the world of budgeting, saving, and planning for those unpredictable income streams. First things first, let's talk about budgeting. Yes, the B word. But don't let it scare you. Budgeting is basically your financial game plan. It's especially crucial for freelancers because, let's face it, our income can be as unpredictable as a season finale plot twist. So, how do we create a budget that's flexible enough to accommodate the ebb and flow of freelance income? Here's the trick. Overestimate your expenses and underestimate your income. This way, you create a safety net for yourself. If you expect more expenses and less income, you'll be pleasantly surprised when the reality turns out to be the other way around. Start by calculating your essential expenses. These are your non-negotiables, the things you absolutely cannot do without. Rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, healthcare, and so on. Once you have a clear picture of your baseline expenses, you can plan your income around them. Then think about your variable expenses. These are things you can control to some extent, like dining out, entertainment, shopping, and the like. This is where you can make adjustments based on your income for the month. Next, factor in your business expenses. Yes, your freelance work is a business, and it has its own set of costs: equipment, software, marketing, taxes. Make sure to include these in your budget. Finally, consider your savings goals. Whether it's for an emergency fund, retirement, a dream vacation, or all of the above, set aside a portion of your income for savings. Once you've accounted for all these, what you get is a flexible budget that can adapt to your fluctuating income. It's not set in stone. Rather, it's a living document that changes as your financial situation does. So, don't think of budgeting as a straitjacket that restricts your spending. Instead, think of it as a roadmap to financial stability. It's your financial GPS that tells you where you are and helps you navigate to where you want to be. Remember, a budget is not a constraint but a financial GPS to guide you towards financial stability. Now let's dive into the world of emergency funds. Picture this. You're cruising through your freelance career when suddenly, a wild expense appears. It could be an unexpected medical bill, a sudden car repair, or even a global pandemic that puts a dent in your workload. These are the moments when an emergency fund transforms from a vague concept into a financial superhero, swooping in to save the day. So, what exactly is an emergency fund? Think of it as your personal financial buffer. It's a stash of money set aside to cover those unexpected life events that can throw a wrench into your financial plans. For freelancers, who often experience a fluctuating income, an emergency fund is not just a nice-to-have, but a must-have. Now you might be thinking, how much should I have in my emergency fund? A good rule of thumb is to aim for 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. This gives you a safety cushion to fall back on in case your income takes a hit. But how do I build an emergency fund, you may ask? Well, start small. Even setting aside a small percentage of your income each month can add up over time. You can also consider automating your savings, so a portion of your income goes straight into your emergency fund. And remember, it's not a race. Building your emergency fund is a marathon, not a sprint. The magic of an emergency fund is not just about providing a safety net. It's about peace of mind. Knowing that you have a financial buffer can free you from the stress of living paycheck to paycheck. It empowers you to make better financial decisions, take calculated risks, and invest in your future. An emergency fund is not just a safety net, it's your financial parachute when times get tough. Planning ahead is not just for Boy Scouts, it's crucial for freelancers too. And by planning, we're not talking about what you'll have for dinner tonight or your weekend getaway plans. We're talking cold hard cash, the kind that makes the world go round. As a freelancer, your income may be as unpredictable as a cat on a hot tin roof. One month, you're swimming in cash like Scrooge McDuck, and the next you're pinching pennies like a miser. This roller coaster ride of income can make it challenging to plan for the future. But don't fret, my friends, it's not impossible. Let's start with taxes. The tax man cometh, whether you're ready for him or not. It's important to set aside a portion of your income for taxes. How much, you ask? Well, it depends on your tax bracket. But a good rule of thumb is to set aside about 20 to 30% of your income for taxes. That way, when tax time rolls around, you're not scrambling to find the funds. Next, let's talk about retirement. Yes, even freelancers can and should plan for retirement. Start by opening a retirement account. There are several options available, like an individual retirement account or a simplified employee pension plan. Once you have an account, contribute regularly, even if it's a small amount. Remember, a penny saved is a penny earned. Lastly, don't forget about future expenses. It could be anything from upgrading your equipment to investing in professional development. Setting aside a small amount each month for these expenses can save you from financial stress down the road. So, there you have it. Planning ahead financially as a freelancer may seem like a daunting task, but with a little discipline and foresight, it's quite doable. Remember, the key is to start small and be consistent. And before you know it, you'll be financially prepared for whatever comes your way. Financial planning is like a roadmap. It doesn't predict the future, but it does help you prepare for it. So, buckle up, freelancers. It's time to take control of your financial journey. Let's wrap it up, shall we? We've taken quite the journey together today, exploring the financial wilderness that is freelancing. It's a unique landscape, isn't it? Peaks and valleys of irregular income, the thrill of the chase for the next gig, and the sweet victory of a job well done. But it's not all about the hustle, it's also about being smart with your money. And that's where our trusty trio of budgeting, saving, and planning come into play. First, we delved into the art of budgeting. Remember, it's all about understanding your income and expenses. This isn't a one-time thing, folks. It's a continuous process. You need to keep track of your income and expenses, adjust them when necessary. This will allow you to see where your money is going and identify areas where you can cut back. It's like a map, leading you through the financial wilderness, helping you avoid those pesky traps like unnecessary expenses and impulse purchases. Next, we talked about the magic of emergency funds. It's like a safety net, there to catch you when you fall, or more accurately, when your income dips. It's crucial to start building your emergency fund as early as possible. This fund serves as your financial cushion for those dry spells or unexpected expenses. It's your rainy day fund, your just-in-case stash. Finally, we highlighted the importance of planning. Freelancing can be unpredictable, but that doesn't mean your finances have to be. By planning for taxes, retirement, and other long-term financial goals, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're taking control of your financial future, steering your ship towards financial stability, despite the changing tides of freelancing. And there you have it, folks. We've navigated the financial wilderness together, learning about budgeting, building an emergency fund, and planning for the future. Remember, the key to financial stability as a freelancer is not about how much you earn, but how well you manage it. Before we wrap up, we have a little request for you. If you found this video helpful, show us some love by hitting that like button. It's a simple action, but it means the world to us. It tells us that our content is valuable and helps us reach more freelancers like you. Now we'd love to hear from you. Do you have any budgeting tips or financial advice specifically for freelancers? Or maybe you have some questions or challenges you'd like us to tackle in future videos. Drop us a comment below. Your insights and queries not only help us create more relevant content, but they also foster a supportive community of freelancers navigating the financial wilderness together. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know when we release new videos. We've got a ton of exciting content lined up, and trust us, you won't want to miss it. So go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Your engagement helps us create more useful content. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy freelancing.